I have 7 ESL teaching platforms that no one is talking about. Are you tired of hearing people saying, oh, apply to Preply, apply to italki, apply to Cambly, but you find that these platforms are actually saturated and they are not taking in new tutors? Well, worry not, honey, because I have just the platforms for you. My name is Asemahle. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And for the new subscribers, welcome, honeys. Thank you so much for being here. And for my day ones, warm welcome to you guys. Thank you for sticking around. And if you haven't, do click on that subscribe button because I post content pertaining to online teaching, how you can be an ESL teacher, and I also take you through my ESL teaching journey. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So right here, I have my platforms that I wrote down so that I don't forget anything. And I would like to make a disclaimer that there is a platform here that actually requires you to have a degree. I did not want to leave out that one just because some people don't have a degree. I felt like, oh, okay, if you have a degree, just know that you're also like able to apply, because we find that a lot of us, like, we have qualifications that we think that we can't apply with. For example, with me, I have a diploma, and I thought that with a diploma you can't really apply to these platforms, but you actually can. So yeah, for those of you that have a degree in any field, that platform is going to be for you, but I'll tell you as I go along. First platform is SkyEng. So with SkyEng, I feel like I like it because I applied to it. I applied to SkyEng, and the application process was actually quite different because you had to kind of make voice messages of explaining who you are or explaining your qualifications and what type of teacher you are through a voice message. So for those of you that don't like the demo lessons that these platforms often want, that could be a factor for you guys to actually apply to SkyEng. So SkyEng actually allows non-native and native speakers. For the native and non-native English speakers, they must have a good command of English. So majority of these platforms, what I saw, it was kind of like a chain reaction that they actually want someone who has a neutral accent. So you don't have like that type of accent, you know, but you have an accent that anyone from anywhere can understand. You get what I'm saying? You catch my drift. I actually want you to also have a TEFL or a TESOL. So I'm not sure about the TESOL, but I feel like it's teaching English as a second language or something beyond those lines. I could be wrong. I'm not familiar with the TESOL certificate, but I actually should look into that. For those of you that watch my channel, you know that I helped you guys with the TEFL certificate. So what are you waiting for? Like, I mean, if you're watching this video, you should have your TEFL right now. Like, and they say that teaching experience is preferred. So with teaching experience, like I said, it's either you taught your little cousin, your little brother, your little sister, something. It is essentially you teaching someone else something. That is kind of like teaching experience. Like, you don't necessarily have to have massive years in teaching, because obviously we don't have like that much teaching experience. For me, I've always been teaching. I started teaching shoes, so I feel like that experience took me to teaching human beings actually, and I taught my cousins, like I said, and people at school, my college classmates. Essentially natural for me to be like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable. For example, I know we're getting off track, but at school, another teacher asked me to read for like grade 11s. I was shaking, guys, but I went there head straight and I read for them. It was a listening comprehension. I read for them. I realized that I'm the adult for a change. So these children have to respect me. So when you walk into a classroom, I know like you're not going to be walking into a classroom, but I'm just making an example, even with online teaching. When you are teaching someone, or you are in that dynamic where you are the teacher or the tutor and there's a student, you have to set boundaries to kind of like show that person that I am the adult here. So yeah. With Sky English, you have to work a minimum of 15 hours a week, which I think it's not bad. It's really not bad comparing to other platforms where you have to dedicate like 24 hours a week or something beyond those numbers. But with this, if you work like me, then I think it could be actually good for you. But for me, I applied, but then with regards to, okay, they accepted my application, but they needed us to have an interview. But then I'm kind of dragging my feet, because when I went on that interview situation where I have to like set out my time zone, I just did not understand it, and then I clicked off, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm too prompt with a lot of like classes. I don't have time to be fidgeting with this website. I give up a lot easier now that I am already teaching, because sometimes it's like thinking about it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have lessons. How am I gonna conduct these interviews with these people if it happens that the lessons clash? Class size is one-on-one, like on Preply, but also on Preply you also have group classes, but on Sky English I did not read anything about that. I know for some people it can be scary, but for me, I want to try them. I want to try group classes, because I think you make a lot of money. Because just think about it, like 6 students in one class, and let's say you are charging you're charging $10, so that's like $60, and $60 in South African rands is, I'm gonna put it up here because maths is gone. Minimum pay is $3 and the maximum is $20. So you can charge anything from $3 up until $20. So with our second platform, we have Ergox. I'm not sure, but it's a Japanese platform. And in this, you need a Skype account, a PayPal account, a punctual, like all of these platforms, and no teaching experience required. Like I said, no teaching experience required, meaning they don't need your TEFL, your TESOL, your degree, anything. They just need you to apply, go through the application process. For the hardware is your PC or laptop, your webcam, headsets with microphone. You normally see me with my, I think it's Logitech headphones. So those headphones I got from school, right? But it's like when you have something and like you don't want to buy it because it's expensive. So I have been putting that off. I have been getting my money out of my PayPal from that other platform and actually going and buying new headsets. But I am planning on doing that while I'm getting prepared for my birthday and my graduation and my trip. I'm thinking of just also buying the headphones and take you guys with me when I go and buy these headphones, so that if you don't have headphones right now and you're planning to buy them at a later stage, you can just see the ones that I bought. And if you're here, if you live around here, you can just go to the same shop that I bought them. But I was actually thinking of buying them on Takealot, but I'm not sure because I think it's cheaper there. But I just wanted to go to the Takealot physical store and just check them myself, because what you see on the internet is not always what you get. They want non-native and native speakers. So with this one, the trick is with non-native speakers, they earn approximately $1.50 for a 25-minute lesson, whereas a native speaker earns about $5.40 per 25-minute lesson. So for South Africans that are native speakers, they will earn $5.40 per 25-minute lesson. But for those that are not native speakers, then they will earn $1.50 50 cents per 25 minute. Can't say that people from a specific place are non-native speakers, but native speakers are essentially people that speak the language on a regular basis. For us in South Africa, you would say that we are native speakers because we are taught in schools with English. Everywhere you go, billboards, everything is in English. So with us here in South Africa, English is the medium of instruction. Hence, we fall in that native speaker category. Third, and this one is actually the one that you need a degree for. So this one is called English First. So with English First, you need a degree or a TESOL. Okay, you need a degree and a TESOL. I'm not sure about that, but I applied on English First with my diploma and I was unfortunately rejected. I didn't feel some type of way. I don't feel any type of way anymore when I'm rejected. And I think it's primarily because I'm already teaching on like a platform and making money. But yeah, this is not about me. So you have to be fluent in English, have a bachelor's degree, like I said, and a TEFL certificate, and you have to have a non-United States bank. So a non-United States bank, obviously your Capitec, your FNBs, your NetBank, it's a non-US bank. And for the peripherals, meaning the hardware, you need your laptop and you also need a stable internet connection. So I'm going to talk about the internet connection later on of what I use. Maybe it can help. So the fourth one is Classgap. So with Classgap, I'm going to read the pros because I did not find the requirements, but you can also check them out. So with Classgap, the pros is that no experience is needed and no qualification is needed. And they say that the application is easy. Tutors have a flexibility on their own schedule. They say that you have a choice of over 100 subjects to teach. So not quite sure about that, but you guys can go check it out. I'll leave every link of all of these platforms on the description box down below. Because remember, with these platforms, you have to also think, like, for example, with Ergox, I said it's a Japanese platform. So you have to sometimes look at the fact that, okay, if it's a Japanese platform, majority of these students are going to be Japanese. So what is the time difference between here and Japanese? And am I going to make the peak hours? Peak hours, let's say students from Japanese like to have the classes at this time in their time, right? In their time zone. But in this, okay, let's say this, I'm shooting this video at around 10 a.m. So let's say 10 a.m. on like that student's time zone. And for you, 10 a.m. on that student's time zone is 12 a.m. on your side. So are you going to be able to have lessons from then? Let's say 12 up until 6. You have lessons and then you sleep throughout the day. It's gonna depend on you. So also check that out because I don't want you guys to be burnt out and feel like these platforms don't actually work. Conditions of Classgap are commission charge of up to 20%. Like I told you, with Preply it's 33 and then you go down up until 18. So with this one, I think it's a set percentage. So another one is must make £50 to be paid each month. Like, I'm sure you don't like hearing that because you're not gonna like the next part. It's saying student bookings can be hard to attract. So think about this. If student bookings are hard to attract and you make £20, right? And you're like waiting for like £30 for 2 months, you're not going to be able to cash out your money, which is for me like, nope. No teaching materials, you can just Google some stuff, some ESL stuff. For me, I don't know, I told you, but with Preply you get teaching materials, you get lesson plans, everything. But for me, I'm not sure if it's my laptop or I don't know how to maneuver Preply, but I don't seem to be able to teach on the Preply space. So I have to go an extra mile Googling stuff, studying about them, and then come back and teach my students on Google Meet or on Zoom or on Skype. So for me, it's okay. Like, I don't mind finding a platform that does not provide teaching materials, because I am actually in that category. Even though Preply supplies teaching materials and learning plans, I can't seem to get a hold of them because I can't teach on the Preply site. Yeah. Number 5 is LatinHire. So LatinHire, I applied, but I still also need to do the interview. But with LatinHire, it's like every time I open the website, they like tell me, hey, Asemahle, here's your interview, or like they send me emails or stuff, and I'm like, I don't have time. So with LatinHire, you need to be a native speaker with a neutral accent, like I said, and you need a degree or a TEFL certificate. By all, I mean, if you don't have a degree, then you can apply with your TEFL certificate, because I also did. I don't have a degree. Also have a flexibility on how you schedule your classes. Number 6, it is Open English. It has 3 categories. You have Open English, where you teach adults, like I do on Preply. Oh, well, I don't do now because I have like kids now. But yeah, you teach adults like 18 and above. And then you have Open English Junior, where you teach 8-year-old kids up until 14. And then you have Open English Centers, where you teach students that are at the center of Open English. I'm not sure where Open English is. I should have searched that. But wherever Open English is, they have a center where students come there and you are the virtual teacher. So you teach kids that are in the center. So you have Open English, where you teach adults normally, like conversational lessons. And you have Open English Junior, where you teach kids from 8 years old up until 14. And then you teach, I'm not sure about the age range, but you teach group classes where there could be like 10 people in a room, and you are the virtual teacher. Yeah, that's good. Open English, you have to be available 10 hours a week. You have to have a TEFL. You have to have a computer and headsets that are equipped with microphone, and you also have to have a webcam. But with the webcam, your webcam that comes with your laptop is also like completely fine. Have high speed of internet, and they say that Portuguese and Spanish, if you know Portuguese or Spanish, then you are an advantage to them. I'm not sure who is watching this video, but if you are familiar with Portuguese or Spanish, then apply to this because they might take you. For the last one, it is English Guru. Okay, with this one, I was searching English Guru, but I could not find the requirements on all of that. But I applied to English Guru. You can apply to English Guru, but I saw C Guru tutors, and I was like, let me check that one out. So this is C Guru that I'm talking about. So with C Guru, you have to set your own hourly rate, you control your schedule, and you don't need any qualification for C Guru. That is it with these platforms, guys. So I want to tell you about internet and connections and all of that. So with me, I started teaching online January, like I told you guys. So I was not really like knowledgeable about internet and all of that. So I opted for a Telkom LTE bundle situation. It is 249 rand. 249 rand, and it is 240 gigs. So I have 120 gigs in the morning and I have 120 gigs at night. So with this one, if you're starting out, I would say start with it. But don't mishandle it, because for me, I was watching Netflix, I was watching everything, and last week or beginning of this week, my data like depleted, and I had to buy data. I had to buy like 11 gigs of data, even though I'm waiting to have data. What's the date today? I'm supposed to get my data tomorrow, the 1st of April. So I had to waste like 150 just to buy data to be able to teach the lessons that I already had. So I wouldn't suggest that you splurge on your data, right? But it takes some getting used to, and you learn as you go. But I have the Telkom LTE bundle. It is 240 gigs. I'm on a contract basis, but I can cancel in 3 months. So in 3 months, I am going to upgrade to an unlimited Wi-Fi connection, which is probably gonna cost 500 or 450. I'm not sure, but that is how I am going to change up. Like I said, I was not equipped, so I did not know. I realized that I can't change this now because I have to finish 3 months, which is fine. It's fine. It's the first month that I paid, because they give you the data and then you don't pay end of the month, and then you start another month and then you don't pay up until you have to pay on the last day of the month. So today is the 31st of March that I'm actually filming this video. Today I was supposed to pay, but what I did, I paid upfront. Like I paid 2 weeks ago. So what I did, I took my invoice and I went to Pip and I paid. For those of you that actually want to try this out, finish your applications, get accepted, and start with your internet connection and everything. But with Telkom, I'm thinking of changing Telkom because it does not have coverage in some areas, of which that is not what we need as ESL teachers. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video up until this point. I hope you got everything that you needed from this video, and I can't wait to see you in my next upload. So don't forget to click on that subscribe button. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, honeys. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself and be safe out there.